It's 6:15 in the morning here in Boracay, Philippines. I'm going for my morning walk. Not many people on the beach. Most people are still sleeping, but there is the odd person running and walking. A little bit overcast this morning. There might be a bit of rain soon. I am walking on these white, beautiful sands here on the shoreline. These white sands actually have a composition of different type of materials. Quartz, gypsum are all key ingredients into what could potentially make this sand this white. The other reason why they say it's this white is because thousands of years of dead coral, along with the good morning, as well as the sun shining on the sand, also gives it that white composition. So just a little bit of some facts about why this sand is so white. I want to talk a little bit about how to get here and what I experienced after I landed at Cagban Airport, which is on Panay Island, the neighbouring island. Maybe most people think that you just come and land here in Boracay and here you are, it's all fun and games and there's the beach and the sights, but it's not really like that. When you catch a flight and you land in Cagban Airport, you then need to get a transfer, and that transfer takes you here to Boracay. I didn't book anything in advance, and that's not a problem, because when you land, you come out of the airport, walk towards the little booths that are situated in the car park. I used the Southwest tour guides. I paid 1,000 pesos. I boarded a bus, took me to the ferry terminal, and at the ferry terminal is where there's the crowds. There's a lot of people who are anxious to get to the island. Some people are pushing, shoving, some people are a little bit noisy, voicing their complaints about, you know, why aren't we going now and what is happening? So you just need to be patient. Once you get to the ferry terminal, you need to line up, fill in the appropriate paperwork that is presented to you there by the authorities, and then they give you a little boarding card, and that boarding card has a colour which indicates when you can proceed and board the ferry to come to beautiful Boracay. Watch the screen, wait for your colour, and then proceed to the speedboat or the barge or whatever the transportation is that is going to take you here to Boracay. Don't be too disheartened if other people leave before you. There's a lot of ferries going back and forth, and you'll probably be 4 or 5 minutes after they leave. Once you land at the ferry terminal, then they take you to your hotel, straight to your hotel, and here you are. As we've been walking and talking, I've stumbled on Cagban Beach and Secret Beach, which is just around the corner over here. I'm very far away from station 2 and 3. When I say very far away, in Boracay terms, that could be a 10-minute walk. But there's absolutely nobody here, and there's no actual cafes or bars or anything here except for these beautiful cliff faces. Look at that. Am I back in the Australian coastline with the limestone cliffs? No, I'm in Boracay. There are some real hidden gems in Boracay. If you want to get away from the crowds are plenty down that way, especially during the day. But if you want to be left alone and walk out here and just have peace and quiet and not hear any music or have anyone ask you to eat or drink something, get up to this part of the beach and just sit on one of these beautiful rocks, boulders. Watch out for the crabs so they don't bite, and enjoy the scenery behind you. I find it really interesting that for such a small island, there's so many places to explore. All the little restaurant and cafes are starting to open up because I'm guessing people, they want to get up and seize the day. I can't see anyone in the water yet, and the water's receded back quite a bit. Yesterday the water was about to where I am now at high tide, Now it's low tide. You can walk out a little bit more. I did go in the water. It's a bit cold. Surprisingly, I thought it would be warm, but no, it's cold. I'm really thankful for being able to visit Boracay. It's such a beautiful part of the world. I must say it's one of the most beautiful places that I have been to. It definitely is in the top 10. As I say that, I'll show you the beach. I am only on one side of Boracay. I hope to show you the other side as well, which lives beyond all of the different cafes and restaurants that are here on the shoreline. The smell, the fresh air in the morning, that sweet smell of the air, and when that breeze hits you, it just really wakes you up. You don't really need a coffee to wake up here in Boracay. The breeze wakes you up. And you know, that slight breeze that's coming through and kind of hugs the shoreline as it makes its way around the island, that surely and truly does wake you up. Because I'm not sure what it is. I read about it on the internet.
Oh, this is made from soya.
Soya?
Yes, soya.
Okay. Is it a drink or is it you eat it?
Drink.
It's a drink?
Yes, because not allowed spoon or straw.
Okay.
And this tapioca.
Ah, the tapioca. And this is only sold in the morning, right?
Yes.
Until sold out.
Caramel syrup.
Okay. Very good. How much does this cost?
50 only.
15?
50. 50.
50?
Yes.
50 pesos. Okay. And so what was the name again?
Taho in Philippines.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, sir.
It's hot.
And it's hot?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Have a great day.
Yes, thank you.
Bye. Another reason to wake up early here in Boracay, because there are vendors here on the beach. You'll see the gentleman behind me selling warm soya, and there's tapioca in there also. And this is sold in the mornings on the beach, and it's warm. It's a morning drink until sold out. So if you don't get in early, you'll miss out. It's solid, it's silky, the flavor is matted. The little tapioca balls are just like any other bubble tea, but a little bit smaller. It's not too hot, it's warm. There's also syrup in the drink, which makes it sweeter. And I can see how it can give you an energy kick to start your day.
Taho.
A few things to be aware of when coming to Boracay. Number one, if you have a local SIM card, reception seems to drop out. You might not want to be too dependent on a mobile phone and data plans, because especially where I am in station 3, there are black zones for telecommunications on your phone. You need to walk towards station 2 to get reception. And number 2, there's a lot of stray dogs running around. If dogs freak you out, just be conscious of that. They're pretty good though. I'm pretty sure they feed them and give them water as well, as they do like in Bali. I wouldn't recommend walking around barefoot up there near the restaurants and cafes. I'd say bring a pair of flip-flops, or put on your runners or trainers or shoes, whatever you want to wear, because there's a tendency for people to drop things. You don't want to step on something and have an incident. There's also coral, dried coral on the beach, which is a bit hard and sharp on in some areas, so you don't want to step on that and have an incident. Bring a pair of flip-flops and just be conscious of where you're walking. The weather can turn. It's rained, the sun comes out, then it gets windy. A bit like my hometown of Melbourne, 4 seasons in one day, but it does stay warm. It's generally warm, it's not cold. You may want to bring a jacket, although I don't think you need one. You may need some kind of plastic poncho, maybe if there's a downpour. But apart from that, it's still nice. I don't mind the rain. It cools you down, and the views are still spectacular, and it's not affected at all. A kilo?
Oh, 1 kilo.
1 kilo. Is that enough for you? Early bird really does get the worm. Just another find on your early morning Boracay commute. A little boat, a little dinghy shall we call it, turns up onto the beautiful white sands here, selling fresh fish. The guys are picking it out of the net. Got the little scales here as well. For the people that know about it, they come here, they buy it, it gets weighed, and the transaction is done right here. Here on the beautiful beach of Boracay. These people have sustained this lifestyle for God knows how many thousands of years, going out and living off the sea, and that very practice still continues till today. So don't fall asleep in Boracay. If you fall asleep, you won't catch the worm, and you definitely won't catch the fish. So the touristic side of Boracay is split into 3 areas. I'm at Station 3, this is where I've been staying. If you look it up online, it says Station 3 is more for backpackers and people who enjoy that peaceful and rustic vibe of the area. In my opinion, there's a lot of high-end accommodation down here as well in Station 3. It's definitely quieter and there's less people on the beach, as you can see around me, and there's less places to eat and drink. There is restaurants, the odd little bar here and there, but it's quieter. Whereas if you go down to Section 2, that's where you also have your chain places, you know, your KFCs and Starbucks and all those types of places. But there's also a bigger variety of places to eat, and the party goers are there also. There's a lot of young people there. Down where I'm staying in Station 3, there might be more mature people or honeymooners. Station 2, it's a bit more lively, I should say. More people running around and, you know, all the hustle and bustle. It's good to hang out there during the day and see what's happening. There's definitely a lot of places to eat and a lot to choose from there. But if you want a bit of quiet time, head down to Station 3. And then you've got Station 1. Station 1 is the high-end part of Boracay. You've got a lot of expensive accommodation there. It's a little bit further away from the action. You probably don't really need to go there, but I'm guessing if you want to catch a tricycle or a cab, you can go out there and have a look. So this pretty much sums up this end of town, the touristic part where most people stay at when they come to Boracay. And then you've got the other side of the island where you've got Cagban Beach, and that's where the wind and kite surfing is done. Most people stay on this side though. I can see the crowds are all here. The majority of people, I'd say, probably look to stay in Station 2. Station 3 is just as nice. Rustic with the boats down here, and quieter as well. You don't get that doof doof noise in the evenings with the bars and clubs. Best way to enjoy the day right here. Park yourself underneath these palm trees. Look out into the distance. Look at the turquoise water. Watch the people going by. Smell the fragrances of the food and the flowers. There's some flowers that are blooming somewhere. What else do you want? This is it. This is life. Could be heaven. If people ask you what your plans for Boracay is, this is it. This is the plan. Sit here, watch the beach, watch the people go by, eat some great food, drink some really nice shakes and milkshakes and fruit juices, enjoy the weather. There's no plans on Boracay. The plan is just to tone down and see what's happening in the water. I might do some water activities later on this evening. I've got my eyes set on one, sailing out while the sun sets, and hopefully tonight we'll get a great sunset. This is the Boracay plan. Thanks for watching my Boracay video. I hope that by sharing my experience, it can give you some ideas about what to expect if you choose to visit. If Boracay and the Philippines interest you, don't forget to check out my other videos. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, and until next time, a big adios from your friend, the Husmeister.